Hey Warriors, thank you for joining me today. I want to talk about something totally non-technical today. Well, you could apply it technically, I guess. And that is, how do you know what to read? Sounds pretty simple, but it actually isn't. Okay, so I'm so over people saying research has shown X, Y, and Z point to prove my point. I'm so over that. So much so that now I'll actually ask people, well, was it HBR? Was it if it's to do with business, I'm asking for HBR or economist or something like that. If it has to do with medicine, then I want something from John Hopkins. I want at least an MD behind the name. I start digging into people because I've had enough of this thing where people just spurt out random facts based on stuff they've read online and they have no idea what the credentials of the author is. Now, I am an online author, okay? So let me just put that out there. I am not a genius. I don't know anything about everything about anything. I do know a lot about some things, and that's pretty much where it ends. But if someone was to go and quote me, I would hope that they would say, hey, this guy has X number of experience, he has all these things, and he talks a lot about blah and blah and blah, and I believe him because he's my rational thinking as well, and therefore I'm presenting my argument. Let's step back a little bit. Knowing what to read and knowing where to take your advice from is incredibly important. We learned this in university. I've done 3 degrees now. Bad idea, don't do that. But I'm still paying for it. But every one of those degrees, too, one was technical IT, one was totally social sciences, which was politics. The last one was sort of in the middle, which was a master in business admin. Every one of those programs taught me to think and read critically. Every one of those programs told me to look for peer-reviewed articles, things that already people had filtered out the gunk with, right? That doesn't happen in the internet anymore. My blog posts are not peer-reviewed. Well, they are kind of, but not the sort of um, rigorous review that goes through with peer review articles that happen in the academic world. When you're reading stuff, guys, look for things that have an academic root. It doesn't have to start that way, but has to have a root there. Look for things that have some sort of defined scientific method built into it. And then look for things that are written by authors that know what they're talking about. This is all kind of gut feel, right? But you kind of have to go back and do a LinkedIn search or do an IMDb search or whatever, use whichever database online that you need to find the credibility of that person to justify you regurgitating that data to your friends or your partner or your business partner or your customers or your colleagues at work. Those things that you read define the way you think. So make sure that the things you're reading are worth defining the way you think. Okay. Um, Stay away from stuff that don't have authors. Stay away from stuff that you don't know what is going on. That's really important as well. If you're not well read on a particular topic, don't speak about it. Um, Go and read more. Get a broad range of opinions, and then you've got more of a way to talk. Okay, guys? So, totally different take on software today and what I usually talk about, but I just had to because there have been too many times today in the past week that people have come to me and said, research has shown blah, or I've read such and such, and it just no one could actually tell me who that came from, who that data, who those facts that as they were presented came from. Um, Give me someone that I can go and research, I can respect, I can understand, I can use my own brain and critically analyze what they are saying, and then come up with a what's the word I'm looking for? An opinion, I guess, based on everything. Um, I guess it's a really good time to think about that because the whole Trump and Hillary thing. Um, Here's another reason why I don't watch TV or news anymore because that's just one person's opinion, and I like a broad range. All right, guys, that's it for today. Hope you find some cool reading stuff. I have a whole bunch of stuff. If you want me to list them out, let me know. spent a lot of time doing this, so happy to share. Until next week, take care of yourself.